Come on in, come on in, come on in. Come on in and do share. Come on in and do share. Here for a short inspired chat. We are, let's make sure that are we live? I think we are going to be live. Hopefully, we will be live on Instagram tonight because that's really where we are. Took this tonight is Tuesday, and Tuesdays we have designated to pray for celebrities and industry individuals, influencers, and things like that. But we are going to include our other inspirational treasure channels, YouTube and Facebook, during this time. But we do want to pray for those who most people think are covered, but they are not always as covered as we think, right? We are. Oftentimes, we deal with our everyday life storms, blessings, destiny. We deal with our everyday life storms, but we don't consider the storms that the entertainers, the influencers, and others have to endure. Um, from what I've experienced over time, we have a lot of individuals who feel the need to do more judging than they do praying and loving on others. And so, what God has shown me is that the focus should not be on what we are against. Uh, the y'all excuse me. We are often more focused on trying to figure out how to pick people apart and prove them wrong. And so our focus is not about trying to prove anybody wrong. We do want to give you something to think on these things, and to consider. We want to make sure that we are considering others in every way, shape, and form if we are able. Blessings, blessings. Um, Hey, Corn. I think that's Corn. Only because I'm looking at your logo, son. Blessings, blessings. Thank you for joining me here on Instagram. Go ahead and share this with others. But yes, we want to do our focusing, put our focus on those um, who really are in this spotlight. And it seems like no matter how much we all understand what it feels like to go through storms, we take other people's storms and we just magnify them. We want to figure out how to expose. We want to figure out how to make other people feel bad about what they choose and how they choose to live. And we're not here to be against anybody, but we are here to stand up for love. All right, somebody put that in the chat wherever you are right now. I'm going to stand up for love. I'm going to stand up for love. I'm going to stand up for love. Why am I going to stand up for love? Because ultimately, it is the thing that heals all things. And if we can finally put ourselves in a place where we fully understand that, then things will change. Not maybe, but they will. Things will shift in this land. Not maybe, but they will. They will. Mari, blessings, blessings, blessings. They will change. It's not a factor of, yep, I'm going to stand up for love. Absolutely. Thank you, Destiny. I'm going to stand up for love. I'm going to stand up for love. So tonight we will be covering. I'm going to call out some names of some celebrities that have been placed on my head. But what I want to encourage you to do is, if there are any celebrities, influencers, or anything like that that you hold dear in your heart. Now, hear me again. We are not here to fight against others. We're not here to make other people feel as if they are insignificant. We're not here. Uh, okay, hopefully, I can hear me. Prayerfully, I can hear me, right? Let me do a sound check first. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me, so I can keep going. Welcome to all of you who are jumping on. Listen again, we are on the Inspirational Treasure pages on YouTube, on Facebook, and we are here on Instagram, y'all. I'm excited to be here on Instagram. And tonight is Tuesday. Tuesday nights, we will focus on praying for celebrities and influencers, those who have their faces in the media, because that's what God has gifted them to do. You can hear me? Awesome, awesome. Because that's what God has gifted them to do. Again, we are here to stand up for love, not to stand against anything or anybody just for the sake, all right? Just for the sake of making somebody feel awful about themselves, all right? So here's a few of the names that God has given. Just put the name of your favorite celebrity or influencer inside the chat, if you will. Put the name of your favorite celebrity, and not even just favorite, but just somebody that you have on your mind and in your heart. Again, we want to pray for those that others assume got it all together. We want to pray for those that others uh, attack more often than not. Like living in our everyday lives, um, we go through things, we go through storms, but we do not consider the fact that the same people that we hear talked about the most, they're in tabloids and people are trying to expose their lives all the time, and we want to somehow make a God thing out of that, right? Like, oh, but God exposes this and the truth will come to the light. Yes, certain things will come to the light on its own. It does not need us to just drive it home. And when we can really understand that that which we put out there, right, it's gonna decide the vibration. It's gonna decide the frequency of this world that we live in, and we are supposed to be trying to heal this land and not ruin it further. So we are going to pray for the celebrities here, the influencers, on Tuesday nights. Again, on Instagram is where we're supposed to be for this, and we will be here. But we're gonna also include our YouTube page and our Facebook page so that um, those that are on those platforms can also hear. So tonight, I'm going to throw out some of the names that God has placed in my heart. Bless, bless us, Nadia. I'm going to throw out some of the names that God has placed on my heart, but you can type in any name that you want to be covered tonight. And again, our focus, and I know y'all going to probably get tired of hearing me say this, but if that's the case, then you probably want to find someone else to follow. But this is where we talk love. This is not just where we talk it, but this is where we want to show it. And a part of my assignment is to cover, to give prophetic insight to those that I need to. And we're going to do that. So we are here to stand up for love. We're not trying to stand against what you think, what you believe, how you consider things. We are standing up for love. So here I'm going to speak some of these names into the atmosphere once we start praying. And again, you can type in the names of those who you have in your heart, and it could be anyone that you value, somebody that you love watching on movies, right? Some people that you have followed in comedy for years, people that whatever it is, we just want you to be able to do that in this space. Amen. Amen. So if you're on Instagram, go ahead and please do share this, share this, share this, share this. If you hear a name, you can tag that name in here so that they are able to hear the prayer. I don't think the lives stay up, but we're going to want to still do that to keep them covered. And if we can get clips of it, we're going to post the clips so that they can be encouraged, y'all. So let's bring our hearts and minds together on one accord. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. For those of you who do not know me, if you're on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, and you do not know me, I am the Inspirational Treasure. But that is an AKA, right? AKA Apostle Treasure, Prophet Shalonda, Coach Treasure. So call me Pastor Shalonda. Uh, and many know me with different hats. But here we are, the Inspirational Treasure, because it covers all of that, and we don't want to have to deal with which title goes with what right now. Um, but just let's be here in this space together. I am here for it. Tonight we're gonna pray about the storm. You see the pictures that's faced during a storm, and I picked this particular picture on purpose because it almost seems like the words are meshing in with the background, and so storms often make it very hard to see. And so tonight we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna pray for that. Hallelujah. Let's take a deep breath in and release that. Let's release that breath. When we breathe in absolute unconditional love. We breathe in joy. We breathe in peace. We breathe in everything that we need. We breathe in everything that we need in order to bring calm and peace, especially tonight. Tonight, we're going to be talking about faith during a storm. And so we have to get our hearts and our minds ready to be able to hear these words. Take another deep breath in. Let everything in you begin to just melt. Relax from the top of your head to the soles of your feet, everything in between to your fingertips. I want you to allow your belly and even your heart muscles, your chest area, to just relax, 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 relax. I'm going to take this third deep breath in and we're going to hold it, and we're going to hold it. We're going to hold it. And while we are holding this breath, we are going to think of nothing but gratitude within ourselves, because anybody who's ever had a moment where you could not breathe, then you understand just how vitally important it is to thank God for this very breath. God is our breath. God is all things at the same time, all the time. And so we are these beautiful, unique expressions of the great I am. And this breath is a gift. That means there's another moment, another possibility. Take that deep breath in. Grateful, grateful, grateful. Oh, great I am. We're so very grateful. Again, this is your first time ever being with me. I will just give you a brief to let you know that I believe that the conversation that we should be having in this hour should not be about war, should not be about who's right and who's wrong, should not be about whose religion is the best and who's not. And I don't want to be religion, and I hate this, and I hate people, and I hate so much of that. And it is trickling down and it's causing everything to be in total chaos. There's no peace. And where there is peace, there's somebody trying to cause there not to be. Shalom consists of having everything be well in your life. And one of those words is peace. And peace is the absence of war. And so I believe that we all, in our own right, should try our best to be peacemakers. The peacemakers shall be called the sons of God. And so we are arguing about who is and who's not. It's really the actions that we must begin to display. But when we start displaying these actions, we must make sure that it's in our heart first. So, in order for it to be in our heart first, then we are transformed by the renewing of our mind. Somebody else may call it being born again. Somebody else may call it different things. But ultimately, we're trying to change from what we were when we were trying to win all the time. Our selfish ambition became so big to the point where everything else was forgotten. People are forgotten. It doesn't matter what I have to do to get to the top, whether you're in business, whether you are a celebrity, an influencer, whatever. And we have these different things, and we need to bring some peace and some resolve to that. And so the law the law is love. What's going to heal this land is love. Everything that Christ Joshua ever talked about, ever mentioned, um, along with any other love walk agent that has ever walked this earth, was trying to teach us something, was trying to show us something. I was thinking about the storms of life, and tonight again, I was scheduled to go ahead and start this week going back live, and this was that first stop where this is the world where many people, influencers, and again celebrities, they are here. Instagram is a very a big place. YouTube, Facebook, where people show their faces in order to promote themselves, promote their products. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with marketing when it's honest. But here is the point that I'm making. We are so full of selfish ambition that we're not honest with each other. We're not honest about our goals. We're so busy worrying about our bottom line that we don't even consider the fact that somebody else's life matters in the process of that. And so what God has been dealing with me about for a while is this thing, the way we treat each other. And recently, over the past few months, it's really been so heavy on me, and my disappointment over some things has heightened so big, more than it normally does, because I'm pretty settled. I have moments where I feel like, oh, this is just so much, and maybe I should just quit and let it go. But these past few months have been really, really intense for me because it's allowed me to see the hearts of many. And because I am a person of people, I love people, and I'm a heart person, and I'm an empath, and I feel the energy of people, even when they tell me one thing. God has just been allowing me to see the heart, and I have to say, I think I said to a friend of mine that I just don't want it to hurt me. Right? I would say we were talking about the calling and the walk to be an apostle and to teach and to follow um, the Christ mind and teach from that perspective. And I think about Jesus a lot. Think about Yahshua when he was healing and doing his job, doing his task. He was chosen for that. And during that process, he kept healing others. He kept teaching, though he knew what was in the heart of men. Um, And I've always said that, to my friend, I'm like, I don't have a problem with broken crayons coloring differently. I know that I'm called and assigned to something that could really break my heart completely if I let it, because uh, you cannot be called to teach love walking if there's nothing ever that's going to challenge that walk. That's not going to challenge that. And so, uh, for some, their storm is. Uh, just the issues of life. But my storm is people a lot of times, because I do understand it. We're here to live out this great commission, and the great commission is love. To bear the burdens of one another is to fulfill the law of Christ. And so I've signed up for it, and I said, okay, God, yes, this is what you chose me for. I'm all for it. I'm going to do it. And over the years, of course, there's been pain. There's been people um, that have done things that could have really totally messed up my mind. But here is the place where love comes in. When I look back over my own life and my times of brokenness and sadness and depression, and I was trying to feel value, trying to feel understood, trying to feel like somebody got it, even when I knew they probably didn't. You just wanted somebody to feel like, you got this, right? You understand me, right? You understand that this is not something that I'm just trying to lay down and not ever do anything, but this is how I'm feeling. You're trying to get people to understand where you are. Well, that is the same thing that I begin to think about when I think about those who have walked away without a word, those who have judged me based on their opinion of what life should be. If their religious preference was Christianity, which I grew up fundamentalist Christian, I understood it for what it was. I remember the judgmental attitude of certain churches, and I won't say all of them. I'm not gonna clump everything together as if everybody's the same, but I'm gonna talk more about the behaviors that were displayed as opposed to speaking against it. Again, we stand for love. I'm not here to make anybody turn away from what they believe to be true, but we have to talk about these things in order to get to why love is so important. So we are looking at a people, we're looking at a world where it is absolutely a hustle and bustle, survival of the fittest, my 5 and that's it. My crew, my family, yours don't matter. I'm gonna create this for me and mine, but I'm not gonna consider you and yours, even though everything that we do is for someone else. When you start a business to give another person what they need or what they desire. You may think that this idea is just for you to live your dreams and have a fabulous life, but you would not even have a business if there was no consumer. And so we tend to, however, look at it from a flip perspective. We look at it as my dream, my vision. I got to build it. This is about me. And therefore, we forget everything that Christianity, as we know it, was supposed to stand for in the first place. Jesus showed us sacrifice, but not just the sacrifice, but obedience to the task. Oftentimes, people are just living in the truth of what they're experiencing, and therefore they end up becoming the very thing that may have hurt them in the process. And so hearts get hard, behaviors get to be, I don't care, I don't give about what you say, I don't care about you, y'all can kiss my. It's those type of attitudes because people are hurting. People have lived through rejection. They have lived through harsh words. They have lived through the recycling of the curse of hatred and bitterness because this behavior begets that behavior and that behavior begets that behavior and it continues. The cycle continues. So when Jesus was standing there and he's healing all these people, he's knowing what's in their heart. And I think at some point it probably had to be a little bit tough, especially when he had to look, he knew the hearts of everybody surrounding him. And so I asked to just not be hurt anymore. And the reason why I asked to not for it not to hurt me anymore is because I just want to be able to give freely of myself as the great I am has chosen to express these gifts through me. I want to give of them and give of them without having to consider the heart of the people who are taking it. Why? Because the seeds that are being sown may not be for today. The seeds that are being sown may be for tomorrow. They may be watered by a whole nother individual. And when that person goes from this space into the next space, I want some maturity to begin to happen. So if I allow what I'm seeing, don't think I'm off here because I'm saying what I'm saying. If I allow what I'm seeing, the storm of faces, the storm of broken hearts, the storm of rage and frustration and unforgiveness, the storms of selfishness. If I allow all of those things, that's my storm, to keep me afraid, to keep me guessing, to keep me outside of faith, then the storm is going to overtake me and I will never get to see what's on the other side of it. Your storm may be something different, but I'm talking for me because I'm assigned to people. And when I say that, I'm not saying that everybody is not assigned to some person, but I'm assigned to people, and it's a global mission. So I cannot be so distracted by the storm of the pain around me. And again, for the past few months, God has been showing me on purpose, showing me the heart of people, showing me the thoughts behind some things, showing me the distractions, showing me the things that they say, even letting me hear some of the things that they're saying and some of the conversations that they're entertaining with other people. And it's not that He hasn't let me hear things before, but it was so intense. It was so intense that I literally almost just shut down and said, you know what, I'm done. I really am done this time, God, because I can't deal with how this feels. And we end up, of course, having a conversation. And God is saying, I just wanted to see. I want somebody to understand. After Yahshua got baptized, the dove descends. This is my son whom I'm well pleased. He didn't walk into the lap of luxury and things got all better and he could do his job with ease. He was led then by the Spirit into the wilderness. And so I can't say that my wilderness has only been a few months because this wilderness season has been for a good many years, if I could be honest. The temptation period, the where everything is coming at such a fast pace, and God is saying, okay, can you deal with that? Can you deal with that? Can you deal with that? That's gonna be the other side of this. Can you deal with that? You not you listen. I'm well pleased. You did a lot of learning. You gained. You fit yourself for this job, for this opportunity. But now I need to test you to see whether you're really ready to go out there to my people. Because guess what? They're still all my people. You see chaos. I see beauty unfolding. You see chaos. I see beauty unfolding. I see everything that I've created working itself out because I designed it in order to work itself out. Systems are in place, principles are in place, but I want to see how y'all navigate this thing. I want to see how you're going to use your power and your authority. I'm going to see whether or not you really are ready to go out here and tackle that because that's mine. That belongs. So then this wilderness season comes in. And so these past few months have been the tougher side of it, uh, because I do love and I love very hard because, there's no abandoning it. Like I'm a Cancer, I'm a Cancer sun with a Scorpio moon and a Virgo rising. I am emotions. For those of y'all who don't understand it, it's all good, right? But needless to say, all of those have to do with just being super emotional and empathic while being intuitive, while being a prophet, right? While having gifts to see through people, see in people's lives. I can't do that with venom. I can't do that with unforgiveness in my heart. I can't do that and be genuine in my heart about it. I'm here. I said on Tuesdays to pray for celebrities and influencers and all that. I can't be looking at them with envy or jealousy or anything, fear or whatever, because then I won't be able to do this thing, this task, this assignment the way that God has given for me to do it. It may not make sense to anybody else but me. Family wise, friend wise, otherwise, I have long ago decided that, hey, I'm not going to make anybody else responsible for this thing that God has told me to do. He said, you do my will, I'll take care of things. He said, I'm storing up your seed, I'll bless you. I got to trust it. I got to believe him. So I can't allow the storm of people, the storm of faces, the storm of emotions and pain. I'm talking to those who are in spotlight positions, those people who are in spiritual leadership positions. You know why? Because outside of celebrities, outside of influencers, oh, the spiritual leaders get it. Do you hear me? Blow after blow, negative judgment after judgment. It happens. But when you are designed to do something and you're coming into the fullness of your unique self, you have got to decide whether or not this is something that I can truly endure. The storm, whatever your storm is, you can get your storm in mind right now. Get your storm in mind right now. I'm gonna go ahead and call these names out while I'm in this vein. But before I continue, Music Soul Child, Miss Marla Gibbs, Marvin Sapp, Molly Music, Felicia Rashad, Will Smith, Bill Cosby, Kanye West, R. Kelly, Kurt Franklin, Katie Couric. And God said Joe Montana to me. Y'all, I don't know whether Joe Montana is a real person or whether he's alive, whether he's not alive, but I heard that name while I was in my private time. I'm gonna add to that Malachi Jeffers. That's my nephew. He's WWE's Javon Evans. I'm gonna add his name to that right now. And you put any other names that you want in here. Tabitha Brown, her family, Queen Latifah. You know, just put names of celebrities and influencers that you love, that you value. Lashana Lynch, Gary Owens, Kevin Hart. You got names, put them in here, put them in here, put them in here. Put the names of your celebrity, those that you hold dear in your heart. Again, we're not here for judgment. We are here to stand on the side of love. Everything else comes out. When you're pouring love in, impurities will come out, things will come out. But we are not here, not those of us who say that we are followers of Christ, not those of us who say that we are worshiping God in spirit and in truth. We don't get to judge them. We get to pray for them. We get to cover them. So call their names out, type those names in here. Blessings, Apostle Sarah Grace. Love you so much, sis. Right now, we are praying for celebrities and influencers. We're talking about the storm, faith during a storm. And so, for all of those names, as you're prayerfully you typing in something, because I know y'all watch TV, I know y'all listen to music. Just put their names in here. You never know what they're enduring or what they're going through. Nevertheless, in that time, again, Christ Joshua did not leave baptism and God saying, "I'm pleased with you," and go into this place of just luxury, lapse of luxury. That's what I was trying to say. He didn't just walk into that; he walked into a season of temptation, fasting, temptation. The fasting, first of all, as much as we talk about fasting as this mandatory, got to do it. See, nothing about God is for everything must be done by faith. So we learn these concepts so that they can help us and aid us throughout life. But when he was doing the 40 days and 40 nights, he was doing it for reasons. He had intent, uh, maybe to deny his body, to declare what was more important, to be detached while still attached. And that's what I want to emphasize. Christ Joshua was attached while being detached. Love while still being righteous and fair and just. God has no respect of person. And so what Christ Joshua had to display is a no respecter of persons type of thing. I love all. I love them all. But I have to be detached enough to make a fair judgment call. So he healed, knowing that this sea of faces, these people who he's healing may not care nothing about him tomorrow. They may remember or think about him long enough to be able to um, tell somebody else what he did. And even that would be a step up from just totally forgetting. But he understood, and he would even say to them, hey, once he healed him, he would say, "Go tell nobody," because his purpose was not just for promotion. It was to literally do the work, to bear the burdens of one another, and to help them to get to know that they have salvation, they can be free. They don't have to live with this ailment anymore. They don't have to live with this condition anymore. They don't have to live with that broken heart anymore. But we have forgotten, especially some of our leaders. Once we tired, once we fed up, we done. So these past few months has been a wilderness season for me to say, will you still remain? See, you remain through the other stuff. You remain through those moments. But now let's go ahead and turn up this heat of purification a little bit more and see if you really are ready to go into this next place. Many of the celebrities and influencers that you are accustomed to and that you watch all the time, that see, we do it for entertainment purposes, but we forget about the humanity of those people. I remember when Tyler Perry, when he first became famous and people were bootlegging the movies and all of that, and at some point he had to stand up and say, I'm not going to tell y'all that I'm not grateful for how the word spread, right? Because they were bootlegging the videos, and so word spread about him, and he became famous on those in that way. But he says, but and this is paraphrasing, but now I need you to consider that this is my livelihood. I need you to consider that this is my livelihood. And so he has to still pay people, production people. He has to still pay all of these people who are helping him with his vision, or they're using their gifts and their talents and their abilities in his vision. He honors them for doing so, making sure they get paid or whatever. So he's standing up and he's saying, that's how the word spread about me, but I need y'all to stop bootlegging it and just buy them. If you're so entertained by them, then buy them, invest into them. And so, in this world of celebrity, in this world of being a spiritual leader, and I do put those on the side. I told y'all I put them right there together because those are the dynamics. Those are the people who get the most flack. Well, outside of the cops, they get a good bit of pressure too. But these are people who have a purpose, they have a calling, they have an assignment, they have giftings, and they are supposed to offer them to a world full of ungrateful, I don't really care about you as long as you are benefiting me type narrative. But I'm also here to stand up and advocate for those who do those things, to say that they would not have a heart that is that hard if they did not have to fight against something. So the people who are taking advantage of not being able to give anything, or not even not able to, won't give anything in return. They will come and they will take, but they will not give anything to people. They're looking for a way not to be able to do so. Something happened in their life, and there's a root there that needs to be plucked up. Their storm are the words that they heard growing up, the treatment that they received with somebody that they were supposed to trust, somebody that used the word love, and then their actions said otherwise. See, I'm not going to pray for one without praying for the other, y'all, because we're in a whole world storm of hate and bitterness and dishonor. When everything first started happening, I was like, God, this got to be something that I'm just feeling, right? And he began to show me the heart of those who put their 100% effort in every day, to give 100% to their craft, to give 100% to what they're doing, just to have somebody look at it and throw it away with the trash without even giving it a chance. Y'all, we are doing this to each other in this world. We are doing this to each other. That your storm, again, it may be different, but when you have to look out at the sea of faces, the ones that love you today and hate you tomorrow, the ones that love you right now, but as soon as somebody comes into their ear and says something to them, all of a sudden they're no longer with you. I have seen so much bashing and people, of course, they send me videos because they know I'm a love person, and they ask what my opinion is about certain aspects of things. And I don't mind that at all. But when I tell y'all that the advocate in me, the protector in me, the mama in me rises up, we got to heal these broken hearts. And as much as I may have wanted to give up a purpose and a task and just say, hey, you know what, God, I'm gonna just go ahead and do something else. It's what people want me to do anyway. He's like, okay, you gonna pick it up and you gonna let it go and you gonna quit. It's up to you because he doesn't force us to do anything. But what he did say to me is, but you won't feel like your genuine self. You'll go right back to not being authentic fully. And you'll go back to the song and the dance and you'll still be miserable. So now you have to learn, Shalonda, that this is what the real sacrifice is. There's no greater love than one that will lay down their life for a friend. This is what that looks like. Because in my heart, y'all are my friends. Well, I'm y'all friend. I'm everybody's friend. If I again could hug the entire world, I would hug the entire world so that we can heal this land, so that one does not give of themselves completely and never have anything poured back, but so that we don't get so high and mighty when we get something that we look down on the ones that do not have it. We gotta find this balance again. And right now, as we even speak about this, sea of faces, all those names we called out, I think, okay, Destiny, well, thank you, Destiny. Regina King, Dave Chappelle, Cat Williams, Monique, Arnez J, Erica Campbell, Warren Campbell, TC Stallings, Vivica Fox, Sonia Richards Ross, Aaron Ross, Morgan Mayo, Jonathan McReynolds, Lecrae, Canton Jones, FK Few, KB Bizzle, Jason, and Tasha Griffith. I think it says Griffith. Thank you for sharing those names. Anybody else want to post celebrities or influencers that they hold in their hearts? You can go ahead and do that while we begin to pray. But these are the people who have to deal with those sea of faces. These are the people who are called to something and gifted in something that they will be challenged continuously, whether they want to stay the course or not, because of what they experience in their work. The media posts, literally lies being told. Was it Shawnee and her husband? I can't remember his name. The pastor, I believe. Shaquille O'Neal's ex-wife, Shawnee O'Neal, and her husband now. We want to lift them up as well. Chris Brown, Masoko Rebakataya. As the names come up, if they come up for you, just type them in. Ah, Tia Gore, Alan Brooks, Jerome Williams. Those coming up in the industry. Amani Oni, those who will have to enter this industry. Those who are putting their heart and their soul out there. Michael Beckwith. If I'm not mistaken, the Pope just passed away. Keon Henderson. That's his name. Um, Megan Good and her husband, and I know his name. It is on the tip of my tongue. If somebody can, because they definitely need to be covered. My goodness, my goodness, my goodness. If we go over Tatum. I think I can't. Chancellor. I think it's. I can see him in my head. I can see him in my head. He's dancing something. Tatum. I can't. I can't even. I'm not even gonna mess his name up right now. Jonathan Majors. Yes. Let's keep him covered. I can name many, many celebrities, but again, y'all can go ahead and type in whichever ones are on your heart, and that's what we'll do most of the time when we come on here on Tuesdays. Is speak the ones that God has given me, but we just want to cover it. So they're dealing with the sea of faces. They're dealing with the highs and the lows. And again, those of us from the outside looking in, just being entertained, joining right in with the rigmarole. We have so many negative things to say. We do not know everything that they have suffered. And so we got the lies, we got the tabloids. And even if they are doing something that you do not agree with, listen, everybody has free will. Y'all, one day I'm gonna get on here and talk about that prodigal son story, or y'all gonna have to go and Kiki Palmer, Channing Tatum. That's him. Yeah, 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 yeah. Um, I'm gonna actually you might have to go and get an inspired chat over there on our coffee site. Y'all go visit the coffee site at coffee.com /inspirational treasure. Go there and browse around and purchase some things. Get you some inspired chats for your listening when we're not live. You can tip your treasure over there. Listen, God, he creates it all. I just plate it and serve it. And as I do use my gifts or I share with you, if something resonates with you, feel free to go over there and tip your treasure. All right. And look around for some things and shop a bit. Um, but nevertheless, this is that. So we have the sea of faces. We have all of these things. So if they had done something, again, we do not know the root cause to their pains. We do not know the root cause of why they are acting out. If they're acting out, whether or not it's a cry for help, we just don't know. But we're so busy judging it all that we're not going to ever know. Shanice and Flex, absolutely. Jennifer Hudson and Common. Um, It's so many we can name, y'all. So many we can name. Mark Wahlberg, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Steven Skull, Blue Macumba. That's my cousin. I love me some Blue. So nevertheless, y'all, here we are. So faith during the storm. Now let me go ahead and get to that part. Um, for those who are listening and really, really listening, this is what the storms look like. It just looked like chaos. It looks like, oh my God, it's just so much happening. And it's like you can't see beyond that, right? You can't see beyond that with the physical eye because doing so gets you jacked up, right? You're trying to look into the storm, you got all the water coming, and everything's hitting you in the face. You can't see to the other side of it. So faith would be seeing with spiritual eyes. They that worship God must do so in spirit and in truth. That means that I'm looking beyond what I can see with my physical eye. I'm looking beyond what I can see with my physical eye. I'm looking with my spirit. I'm looking into the eternal, where everything that ever will be has been, it is. Right? Any idea, any thought, it's like the cloud of the spirit, everything in the cloud. You know what I mean? And so you got all of these things there, and we choose for some reason to go back and grab and look at all the negative things that have happened. And so we start thinking about all this stuff, and we think about the negative words, and we think about what they did and how they did it. And it becomes an even greater storm. Faith is this. And I'm sitting here thinking about those who are like storm chasers, and they're like go and try to get to the eye of the storm or whatever, and they will weather it to get in that eye of the storm so they can study it and they're passionate and all that. I would say faith is that. Faith is going to push your way through the dang on storm just so you can see what it's like at the eye of the storm, or what you can see, observe standing outside of it. So they will walk through all of the storm and the rain and the winds, and they will go stand out there just to observe it. Let me tell you something. That God is, and y'all will not really fully understand this. I don't know if y'all will or won't, but I'm gonna say it anyway. God is the storm too. So those who go stand in the eye of the storm, or those who go and observe the storm, they're there to study, to see. So that's one form of that's one way to look at the faith of the storm. Hey, go ahead, go hard in there, understanding that hey, it's a storm. I don't expect it not to kick up some things. I know it's going to. I know that it could possibly pick me up and work and take me on out of here. But we need to be able to study this storm so that we can prepare the people. So we can bear the burdens of one another in the way of letting them know what the storm is made up of or what you need to do to get prepared for it. There had to be somebody bold enough to go and study the storm, to look at it eye to eye, for real. Faith. Faith for somebody else is this, and this may be where I am. Well, I think I'm there in that storm. I go faith head to head with the storm as far as loving people and trying to teach this love walk thing, even when everybody looking at me crazy, like I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I just want you to tell me everything gonna be all right. I just want you to put your finger there and make it all better. And hey, be Joshua gonna come out here and just touch me and it's over with. Healing sometimes takes time. That's why love is it suffers long. I guess that's me being in the eye of the storm in that regard. But another thing you can do is trust that it ain't nothing me. Like say for instance, you ain't the storm chaser, you ain't the one that's supposed to do the studying and all that, and you're the person that's like, I know this ain't my lane. Storms will come, but they must pass. So now you're gonna be the person that decides that I'm going to be peace in the storm. The other one goes in to study the storm and to challenge the storm and to get people prepared for what the storm is going to be. And then there's a person that says, "No, I'm gonna be peace in the storm. I'm going to, and I'm gonna say it just like I hear it, I feel it. I'm going to control the dynamics of this storm from the inside." Because my abilities and my gifts, it's not that I couldn't learn how to be a storm chaser or study it and meteorology and all that, but it don't interest me. It doesn't feel authentic to me. So I'm gonna let the people who do that. But I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna speak to my storm. But before I speak to my storm, I need to make sure that I do what I need to do in my heart. I'm gonna become peace. So, yep, I'm gonna take this deep breath and I'm gonna take it all in and I'm gonna breathe it out and I'm gonna relax these muscles and I am going to literally lay here or sit here and imagine that the storm is the quietest thing. And I'm going to focus as best I can on nothing but the thing of the spirit because in the spirit realm, I'm out of this storm. In the spirit realm, the storm has ceased. In the spirit realm, I see on the other side and I see the rainbow and I see the treasure at the end of the rainbow and I see all of the things that is glitz and glamour and ponies and unicorns because I refuse to allow the raging of this storm to cause my anxiety to get high, my blood pressure to go up, for me to choose death because I ain't ready yet. I haven't explored all of this life yet. What you doing in your storm? Faith is being convinced. The person that goes into the eye of the storm to study it, they are absolutely convinced that there's something that needs to be studied. To the person that becomes peace in the midst of their storm, faith for them is I know that beyond what this is, beyond what I am seeing with my physical eye, there is something greater happening, something better, something higher and best for me on the other side of this storm. I'm gonna picture that. I'm gonna look at that. Both our powers from the Most High. Faith in the midst of your storm. Find it. Find your faith in the middle of it. I would share something with y'all that happened today, and I'm not, I don't even want to go into it. But everything that could come up, everything that could happen to remind me of what I've been seeing over these past few months has come up. And yes, I've broken down, I've cried. I said, God, it's been 2 decades, almost 2 decades. What are we doing? I've gone through the motions about it. And yet he always turns it right back to me in my heart to say, okay, so what's in that heart? Are you feeling resentment? Are you feeling pain? Are you feeling like misused, mistreated? Are you feeling overlooked? Are you feeling misunderstood? What is it that you're feeling? He wants to heal what's going on in your heart so that you can have faith enough to believe for the next thing. Believe that you're purposed. Those who are out there entertaining us, giving all of themselves, whether it be football or basketball or whatever the sport is, whether it's acting, whether or not it's somebody who's stepping out in music, an artist that draws a paint or whatever it is that they're doing in this world, whatever it is that they're doing to help make it a better place. You need to laugh. You can turn on comedy to laugh. You need to groove. You can turn on music to be able to do that. We use their gifts, their talents, and their abilities to soothe and ease us in some way or to make us laugh. And yet their storm is still raging all around them. So in this moment, the prayer is by the way, I flow. So if I never get to a long drawn out prayer and I only have a prophetic word for one of them, or I'm saying I'm just gonna do what I'm doing. Okay. If you're here for it, you're here for it. If it resonates with you, again, go over there and visit with your girl, Tippy girl. But I'm just going to flow. I'm just going to be here to say what I need to say in this moment for the person who needs to hear what I'm saying in this moment. No more apologizing for that. So while they are doing what they're doing, the challenge with the storm, they have to decide whether they're going to get in the eye of the storm or whether they're going to study the storm or whether they're going to be the peace in the middle of the storm. They have to decide that, and we're here to encourage them to even be here to help them heal their wounds if they need it. But then we're going to heal the wounds of those who are looking at them and mocking. Could it be that you are their storm? There are lessons being learned. There are lessons being learned on every front. There are lessons being learned on every front. For a celebrity, they should not have to shrink back and not be the fullness of who God has expressed them to be because we are full of judgment. They should not have to not be themselves. Now, hear me and hear me well. Whatever their life experience, whatever their path, whatever journey that they're on, everything that they're living out is a part of that. And they're going to have to come to the place. The prodigal son in the scriptures came to himself one day and says, look, I don't have to go through this. Let me go home and do what I need to do. Let me go home. Martina, I see you over here on Instagram. Thank you for joining me on here. But they should be able to live in the truth of who they are, have their experience. The prodigal son came to himself, went back home. I don't have to live like a peasant. I can go back. Some of them are literally just walking through this life trying to figure out where they fit while meeting all of the ridicule and the shame. You can't make one fumble without it being exposed to everybody. Now, I'm not saying that entertainment is not great, but when your entertainment intentionally tries to hurt another person, it's because you're broken and hurt within yourself too. So right now, we're just going to stand and be peace in the midst of this storm and pray that they're able to see clearly through whether they need to heal or whether they need to stand. Stand in the truth of what their calling is. And many of them do it, and they do it every day. Some people have been ruined because we're so heartless sometimes, we're selfish. But then somebody will say to me, well, Apostle, people did me like that. They didn't care about whether I made it or not. They didn't support me through what I was going through. Listen, I understand that space to feel unsupported. And so you feel like you got to grind for it. You got to do the best that you can. You got to make it do what it do. You got to cut off hands if you need to. But that means, sweetheart, that you have to become the very thing that hurt you. You have to become the very thing that hurt you. And it's okay. Because love understands your root cause. Love understands why you think the way you think, why you do what you're doing. Love understands all that. But love also loves you so much that it offers healing. Well, here comes Christ Joshua teaching us, showing us the way. And they shall know you by your fruit. Why? Because there are very few people compared to the masses that are willing not to be conformed to the way of the world. The world is hurting. Everybody in the world need to go lay on somebody's couch or be in somebody's chakra class. Get some cleansing, some healing, some something. Everybody needs something because we've all been bruised by something else. But what happens, y'all, if we choose to do the opposite? If we chose to do the opposite, there would be no lack. There would be celebrities, yes, but everything would be even keeled. And there are some, please, again, I'm not ever saying anything as a general, that it belongs to everybody. We're not stereotyping anybody in this case, but for whoever it is, I'm talking to hearts right now. You know if your heart is jacked up. You know if you're still broken from something. You know if you acting out because of it. You know if you mistreating your staff and your people, and then all of a sudden here comes this life lesson to make you humble down a little bit. You know if you know what I mean. If you the CEO of a company and you treat your janitors like crap, you know whether your heart got this stuff going on in your mind. Pastors and teachers and spiritual leaders, we know the reason why people are having such a hard time with us. We got gifts and abilities too. We're supposed to be able to live off of what we do as well. But because people have been so broken and misused and mistreated and controlled in these environments, now they're turning away and they don't even want to honor the ones that are true. Come on, y'all. Let's make sense of it all. Let's go ahead and be honest. I'm talking to hearts. Those storms, those seas of faces, all the things that are happening, all of these broken people giving responses, and all of these broken people hanging back. It's so much happening. And what happens if we just choose to not try to cut your head off to get to the next level? What if I just get to be the truth of who I am? Now, hear me out. What if I get to be the truth of who I am? What if you get to be the truth of who you are? What if our celebrities and influencers get to be the truth of who they are for the audience that's willing to accept it? Where they can get mad love for real. But yet those same people must also check their hearts, because if you're gonna be for them, and if for whatever reason they change and it's not something you like anymore, then move on. Why do you have to hurt them in the process after all they've given to you to entertain your life? There's coming a huge shift. It's been doing it for years. People are upset. Everybody in bondage eventually will either choose to die in that place. I ain't gonna fight it. It don't matter. Let them do what they want. I'm gonna die in this place, or give me liberty or give me death. All right, I'm gonna do what I need to do to be free, even if that costs me my life. When you're tired of being in bondage, you rise up. So we have a lot of things happening in the industry where people are saying, "I don't want to take that no more. I'm not going to." By the way, we're going to bring for Angie Stone's son still because I'm sure that there's so many people grieving too. So many people grieving too, but people being swindled by other people just so that they can get on top, and all of us doing this shady stuff to each other, and we wonder why the storms are so loud and so wild and so big. God created all of this. He expresses us all of this, and so we just got to figure it out. Figure out what how to heal this thing, and we do that by healing ourselves, healing each other, choosing to stop judging each other so much, choosing to value you for what you bring to the table, and being fair with you. Do y'all realize that if we could do that, that it would totally eradicate poverty? It would be the world would be nothing but a great big. We would be healing and living, and healing and joyful, healing and peaceful. We would be dancing, partying, whatever. We would be living our best and our highest good as a collective whole if we would simply follow the law of Christ to bear the burdens of one another. Let's go over to where it says give honor where honor is due. It's a balance of the both. It's a balance of the both. And so tonight I'm gonna say that there's gonna continue to be some uproar. People are fighting for their rightful place, yes, but they should not have to fight for their rightful place. We should all be trying to give each other that space. We shouldn't want, and this is what the scriptures talk about when it's saying you can't serve God and money. It's not that money is a bad thing. Money answers all things. It says that in the scriptures as well. But if your love for it is greater than it is for the next individual standing next to you, whatever it is that broke you to help you to get to that place, get healed. Is it a very great temptation to just give up on people and give up on the whole idea of doing this thing and say, you know what, I'm gonna get mine because everybody else trying to get theirs? Can I tell y'all that if I did that, it would be a total contradiction of this particular ministry, this thing that God has given me to do in the earth. It would be a total contradiction. Blessings, Pierre. It would be a total contradiction. So that temptation, that storm, that's raging around you, your temptation is just give it up. Not have no faith, don't believe nothing no more. But can I tell y'all that when you start becoming that very thing, that one that just can't see past what you see, and you're just gonna be spinning the block in circles with no hope, no joy. Storms will come. Storms will come. This we know, show. This we know. That's right for a new edition too. Why not? Each of them by name. Boys and men, every boy band that's ever lived. So one of the Backstreet Boys, his son was auditioning for something. I saw a video like that. I think is viral, and that was kind of dope. Nevertheless, y'all, the storms are raging. Everybody experiences a storm, but what is your faith going to look like in the midst of these storms? Will you be the one that goes into the eye of the storm because you're so intrigued, and you finally get to the eye of the storm and you realize that there is actually peace even while the storm is raging? In the middle of the storm, in the eye of that storm, there's peace. And that one little space. So, are you going to be peace during that storm? Are you going to get there? Do your breathing, do whatever practice it is that works for you to heal. Yeah, that's why we've got to stop judging things so much because we make people afraid to try something that may work for them. They're not gonna know. Nothing unclean in and of itself. Again, it is the heart that makes us unclean. Yahshua said it briefly when he was talking about when they were talking about the disciples not doing the ceremonial washings, and he's like, "Look, they gonna be straight. They can eat that without washing their hands, because it's not what goes in you that defiles you; it is what comes out of you that defiles you. Why? Because it's a heart thing. So all the rage, all the pain, all the stuff that you're dealing with, if we can all start healing that inner self, and this goes for the people who are haggling at the celebrities and influencers, and to them themselves. I'm talking to everybody. We equal. There's no respect of a person in God, and so we have to be able to love each other equally the same. I know it's very tempting for you to start being real nasty and mistreating people because they mistreating you, but we just gonna keep getting more of the same. And the problems ain't being solved. Love is the only thing that's gonna heal this land. And this is my Armstrong. Ooh, Jennifer Lewis, Viola Davis, Anthony Bond, uh, all the Cheers crew, everybody who used to play on Cheers that's still alive. If they ain't alive, they families, friends. How many of us have them? So the show Friends, and you saying that we pray for them all. We love them all. We thank them for their entertainment. We thank them for giving of themselves to build their craft so that we can be entertained. And what we're praying for the most, because here's the truth: everybody, all of us, except for those who really are just never really had a worry in their life. We have worried about how we're going to measure up. We have worried about how we are going to be the best at that so that we don't have to worry about not having. We have built our skills and our gifts and our abilities because we're trying to figure out this whole survival thing. When truth be told, if we just decide to be peace for a minute, we'll realize that there is no struggle. It's as simple as I respect you, you respect me, you give me a service, I honor you. And if I can't, if my abilities do not allow me to function in that way, I will surely be that one, right? That's funding a project for that person to get the help that they need. It's balance. I will price things to a place where uh, if I'm in a certain market, I'll be in that market. If I'm going to promote to people who have low income, or I have people who got income, I got whatever section you in, be integral in that section. Don't start a program for low income families and then mistreat them when you get them in the program. But don't sit here and look and judge the rich and the famous as if they don't have a heart when you don't know nothing about them. We got to find this balance. So your faith in the middle of the storm, your faith in the middle of the storm is gonna be what counts. It's gonna be decides what's gonna happen next. When Yahshua was in that garden, I mean, when he was in that wilderness, he was getting to those questions. Was to see whether or not he could endure on the other side because there was some more pressure coming. But he kept healing. He kept doing his job. He kept being his authentic self, living with his powers and his purpose. Not just because he was trying to be some figure who needed to be famous, which, he got famous because he did his thing. People promoted him, word of mouth. But it wasn't for that purpose alone, because if it was, then he would have misused the people and mistreated them. He healed, people freely gave. You know, it was a system, and it worked for those who wanted to work it. There are places in this land who practice these things that I'm talking about. They practice love, they practice giving, they practice keeping the crime rates down and all that other stuff because they just want people to live in a peaceful place. Everybody's trying to find peace somewhere, y'all. So if we can just peace right now, be the peace with me. Let's breathe. Put your thoughts on those things that are positive. And I don't just mean faking it till you make it. I mean literally go to a place where it's positive, so positive that it causes a smile to come to your face. It could be somebody who loved you well or somebody that you loved with everything in you and you remember what that thing felt like. And I'm not talking about whatever hurt you. Do we not talking about the hurt that came behind none of it? Just the pure love that you had for them or that pure love that they had for you. It was such a beautiful thing, wasn't it? Put yourself in that space. Feel that feeling. Now, while you are feeling that feeling of love, I want you to bring up every influencer that you scroll watching on TikTok, Terry Woods, or whether you watch them on YouTube or whether you watch them on wherever it is. If you watch them on a consistent and regular basis, Aiden, they you famous. So put them in your heart, put them in your mind while you were thinking on that feeling of love. It's nothing like feeling, I mean, genuinely loved. When you know that even if you act out as somebody that wants to help you as opposed to hurting you, somebody that loves you so much that they pay attention to your details, or you did that for them, so you knew what it felt like. Let's capture that and see the faces of these people that we've lifting, all of the celebrities that I named, the influencers that you named. If you are one of those individuals that do a lot of bashing of others, celebrities or not, what you need to heal on the inside of you is more important. To not care, to judge, but then to be offended when the shoe is on the other foot. It's as simple as this. If you do not want to reap it, do not sow it. If you have aspirations of being a business owner and you have an issue with every business owner because you want them to adjust everything about their life and everything about themselves for you and you alone, see you come into their establishment trying to change, make them change their thing. But when you make your establishment, you're gonna want to be able to say true to why you authentically started it in the first place. Have that same respect and that same honor for them. Y'all keep holding people in your hearts and minds. Even if you're envisioning somebody right now that's just going through a storm, you're envisioning them going through the storm, whether it's the storm of their past that won't leave them alone, whether it's the present, they're trying to live their dreams, but they feel like they're being judged for it, they can't live it. Whatever it is, let's hold them in our hearts. May they all win. If it's healing that you need, may you win that. May you win in the area. May you see your healing. May you see things change. The more that you are transformed by the renewing of your mind. Can I tell you something? The more you learn how to practice love, the more you begin to learn what love is. Because see, when you start sowing nothing but love, you can't do nothing but get that back in some way, shape, or form. The principles work. But if all you got is disdain for everybody, always something negative to say, you can't get upset if it's all you getting back. Come on. What is your storm? What is your storm? What is your storm? Right now, we're just standing in the gap for each other, being peace in the midst of the storm, sending that love, that vibration, that high vibration. Lord, we're sending it out. That peace will be found. That when we teasing each other, we tease each other because we all in agreement and we just having a real good laugh. not because I'm trying to hurt you, because I've been hurt so much growing up. They did it to me, so I'm gonna do it to other people now. Don't be the bully. Don't be the bully. Be the advocate. Even if you are only just simply advocating for your own peace right now, you're cheering for your own peace to settle, or for you to win that race, to make it through that process of healing, whatever it is. Y'all hold somebody else in your heart tonight. Want them to win. See, there's also this when you start to really think about these things and feel this way, and you start to do the action first, right? You start to give first. You start to do little things to say, you know what, I do care about somebody else's well-being. It ain't all about me and mine all the time. That's not all there is. When we all start doing that, then we all start making little small changes. Let's go to let's just go to the restaurant where somebody's serving you taking your order and going back. Yeah, it's their job, but they're doing it as to you. So it should be some type of honor with it. Thank you for your service. Thank you for what we do it to the military. Thank you for your service. We praise those that came before us that spiritually taught us. Thank you for your service. We even turn to worship. We even turn to worship other men, other women, because we're so grateful for what they're giving us. Listen, we got to find a balanced way to do that. God is just living through each and every one of us, showing up for each and every one of us. The Love Walk Approach podcast, by the way, is starting on May 4th. Just subscribe on YouTube at Inspirational Treasure or at Love Walk Outreach Global so you get the notification. But we're going to be talking about some of this stuff. How we can go back and reverse this train. Anyway, so for every celebrity, every influencer, Tuesdays are dedicated to you. We come back, we will do this on Tuesdays. And anytime I have a prophetic message, by the way, here's that message. I think I was gonna say this earlier. But for those of y'all who are hackling and having your conversations and things about Kirk Franklin, please stop. And here's a prophetic warning to that. Just because you don't think that someone is anointed, and I guess this could be generalized to everybody at this point, but I'm just going to specifically say his name because them band of angels, they got that man's back because God knows the heart. God knows the heart even when we do not. And a person who has given their absolute all, some of these things happen with Michael Jackson when he was alive. I pray for him very often because we think we know. We think we know. We think we know the heart of a person, but only God knows the heart of a person. Only God knows the heart. And so if we are going to be spiritual in any manner, we need spiritual in this love that we pursue. The religious communities, we are some of the most vicious, hard, callous, mean, mean people. And we preach about winning souls. But going out to bash other people because they don't believe what you do and you're doing it in the name of Yahshua. You're doing it in the name of Jesus, the very one that told us that we will be known by our fruit of love. They'll know you, my disciples, if you love one to another. So you're doing it in his name. Be very careful. But Kurt Franklin, whatever your comments, you better take them to the Lord in prayer. Because y'all may not believe in this, Whew. God, let me just say, God fights for all of us equally. And when I say He fights for us, I'm not saying that God is this monster we created Him to be. I'm saying that God is so everything that He's experiencing all of this at one time. A Love Walk Outreach Global. Here's why I mentioned that. But this is where love, we learn that love walks among us and as us for us. God is love. So love walks among us as us for us to bear the burdens of one another, to bear the burdens of one another is to fulfill that law, the law of Christ, to bear that burden. When we begin to fully understand this, we'll understand that the principles work as they work. So if you dish it out, you are very likely to get it back. So consider what you are going to put out. Let's heal these raging storms that we have on the inside of us. Let's heal them. If it's your calling to chase them, to understand them, to learn how to tame them, do that. If it's you that's supposed to be peaceful through it, let it be so. So we pray for the peace of all of these celebrities that we've called out their names, written their names down, any influencers. We pray for their peace. We pray that they can live in the truth of who they are and that they don't feel the need to have to clap back or hurt another person because they're hurting. Let those that need to be healed be healed. Let those who are ready for the next elevation because they've learned how to be the peace in the midst of it. I pray that you will bless them beyond measure and that they'll always hold it and they'll be able to keep it and never lose it. Peace that surpasses all understanding. Be our portion. It is so. And so it is. Amen and hallelujah. Listen, if you are not already subscribed over there on YouTube, go ahead and get subscribed at Inspirational Treasure or at Love Walk Outreach Global. More than likely, we'll be airing on that channel. So please go there, like, subscribe, hit that bell for all notifications so that you are there on Sundays at 4:21 p.m. Eastern Time for the Love Walk approach with your girl, Inspirational Treasure. Again, tonight, if anything resonated with you as we were talking, if you were encouraged, if you were inspired, if you caught a revelation for yourself, please head over there to that coffee site and tip your treasure with love. We'll call it a love tip or something, but just to say, thank you for sharing your gifts. We all deserve to be honored in that way. I pray for your businesses. I pray for your families. I pray for everything that you need in your life to be made manifest. That you will know that God has not left you. It is well. All is well. Um, we believe in seed sowing. So when I told you to go over there and tip the treasure, if you go tip the treasure with a seed in the amount of 79.65, that's a staple seed in our ministry, and we call it the shalom seed. So anytime somebody gives that particular love offering or plants that seed, then I know that my prayers are to be directed at their peace. They're feeling unrest, or they just want continual peace. So they make that their monthly donation or something like that. And it's always going to be that prayer because we all are looking for that. So in some way, shape, or form. So if you're given that particular number, then as well. If you give any other number, I will take a look at that number and begin to pray according to that. You may not understand why you sow in the particular number that you do, but God knows, and we just want to touch and agree with that particular thing, that particular purpose. There are products over there. There's some inspired chats over there that you can grab. Um, just be connected. Just be connected. All right. I love you so much just because I can't. Oh, ladies, there's a four-part master inspired chat. I'm going to have a four-part conversation on 4 different days. I'm going to send out uh, the communication for that on April 28th, the 29th, and on May 1st and May 2nd, they will come to you. We're going to do something live, but we got to get that registration up so that we don't have you could be sitting there for however many hours. It's not any yeah, interaction, right? So we're going to send those out on those days, but you still have time to register. You still have time to register that link. I think I might have put it in the description over there on YouTube. If you see the description to the video, and then the link is to register. Um, if not, then I know it's on my page for sure, for sure. But we're gonna be healing. We're gonna be talking about healing and realizing self, healing and realizing self. So while we're talking about this, while we're talking about healing the land, as a coach, I want to have a conversation with you, give you some exercises as well to begin to actually live this life. Ultimately, we ain't got to make this about religious conversations or traditions. Whatever your tradition or your religious preference is, it's for you. It's a personal thing. So make sure you do that for yourself. But let's practice love and stop judging those that don't live what you live. Judge not, lest you be judged. Condemn not, lest you be condemned. Forgive so that you can be forgiven. This is the conversation of the same Christ Joshua or Jesus Christ that is being worshipped across the world. He simply wanted to show us the way. So let's do our best to live it out. Love you so much, just because I can, and we'll talk again soon. Many blessings.